Hey, what's up everyone? James here again. So the wife and I just recently got back from the 4th annual Southern Fried Gameroom Expo in Atlanta, Georgia. We had an amazing time and look forward to going back next year. There was so much to do, but unfortunately we didn't get to check out everything. Of course, the main reason we went was for the games. They had a wide variety of arcade and pinball games to choose from. Some of my favorites were Raiden or Raiden, whichever you want to call it. For some reason, not many people seemed interested in it. Almost every time I walked by, I saw no one playing, which is sad because it's a really fun shooter. Clax was another one I played quite a bit. I have this game on one of my many arcade compilations. I didn't really think there was anything special about it the first time I played it on a home console, but I really got into it while I was there. Narc was another one I played quite a few times as well. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters was a game I had never seen before. I was kind of hesitant to play it at first due to the isometric view, but once I got the hang of it, I really enjoyed it. Time Soldiers was another one I had a lot of fun with. Beat was one I've never heard of before. It's a rhythm-based game that took me a minute to get the hang of, but when I did, I really had a lot of fun with it. And of course you had some of your standard arcade games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong Jr., Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, Cruisin' USA, Primal Rage, and the list goes on. While I spent most of my time playing the arcade games, the wife was busy playing pinball. Just to name a few, they had Ghostbusters, The Walking Dead, Metallica, a Spaceballs demo, Street Fighter 2, Doctor Who, and a few virtual pinball machines as well. Apart from the main game room, they had two other rooms as well for modern and retro home consoles. In the retro room, they had Super Nintendo, Genesis, Virtual Boy, TurboGrafx 16, 3DO, and Television, N64, and a few others as well. The modern room, of course, had the PS4, Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, and even the Classic Edition NES. There was also a couple of indie developers there as well, showcasing their games. The wife and I played this one game called Twin Cop. It's a two-player game where you play as one cop, but one player controls one arm while the other controls the other. It's really weird, but we had a lot of fun with it. They had a couple of guest speakers as well, but unfortunately we didn't get the chance to check any of them out. They had Roger Sharp, who pretty much single-handedly saved pinball from being banned in 1976. I honestly didn't know about this, but apparently pinball was considered gambling since politicians viewed it as a game of chance instead of a game of skill, even though I thought gambling was more about trying to win money. Anyway, Roger was hired to prove that pinball was a game of skill, not chance. Look into it if you've never heard about it, it's pretty interesting. They also had gaming legends Billy Mitchell, Walter Day, and Joel West, game designer David Crane, Ben Heck, who I did get the chance to meet before I left, and there were a few others as well. Surprisingly, they even had wrestling. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a fan of wrestling anymore. I was back during the WWE Attitude Era, but I don't really enjoy it much anymore. But I will admit, I really enjoyed what they had going on. If you're ever in Atlanta, I definitely recommend checking out the AWE. They don't really seem to take themselves too serious, but that's what made it entertaining to me. Even my wife enjoyed it, and she doesn't really like wrestling at all. We caught the very end of a duo called the Super Guitar Brothers. They play acoustic renditions of your favorite video game tracks. I was lucky to get there right before they played a Sonic the Hedgehog medley, which I really enjoyed. My wife really enjoyed this new tabletop card game called Drunken Goats. They were there promoting their Kickstarter campaign, and the wife had the chance to play it as well. If I remember correctly, the whole point is to get a pair of each of the 4 alcohols: beer, vodka, tequila, and whiskey, I believe. And of course, the game encourages alcohol to be involved, but you don't have to if you don't want to, but come on, let's be serious. Rusty Shackles is an artist that we were really excited to run into again. If you don't know this guy, check him out. He's actually the artist that did the posters behind me. He's a really cool guy, he's really talented, and I look forward to seeing him again at the Grand Old Game Room Expo this year. So I did pick up a couple of games while I was there. Nothing too exciting, but I figured I'd go ahead and share them real quick. I'm trying to get my Wii collection back up because I sold all my Wii games years ago before I started collecting. So first up, we're going to start with Super Paper Mario. I never did finish this game, but I had a good time when I had it. Next up, we have Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I never did play these all the way through either, so I'm looking forward to that. Next up, we have Donkey Kong Country Returns. Awesome game, and I'm hoping to see a future release on the Switch. I also got DuckTales on the Wii U. I purchased this a while ago on the PS3, but I wanted a physical copy as well. Next we have Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I didn't really think I'd enjoy this game considering the RPG turn-based style combat, but I've actually had a lot of fun with it so far. Next we got Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I do remember playing this game a long time ago. It's a pretty cool fighter. Next we got Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. I actually own this game on the PS2 and the Wii, but I've been wanting to get it on the GameCube since I hear that's the version that you have to play. And last up we have Resident Evil 2 on the PS1. A buddy of mine and I are planning on doing a video based around our favorite survival horror franchises. Since he's a huge Resident Evil fan, I've been trying to add some more of these games to my collection. So that was just a brief overview of the weekend. We had tons of fun. I hated having to leave, but unfortunately we all have to come back to reality eventually. However, I do look forward to seeing what they have in store for us next year. If you happen to be there, let me know about your experience as well. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and comment below. And if you'd like to keep up with future videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel by clicking right here. And I look forward to seeing you all again real soon.